Spirit Chronicles is back with a vengeance, picking up right where we left off on season 1, and it was beautiful, beautiful. Aisha, I love you. No, but for real, best girl obviously goes to Celia. I freaking love Celia. And here's the thing, we're picking up right where we left off. So if you were a big fan of Spirit Chronicles like I was, then it's just picking up right where it left off. Where it left off was Ryo, or Haruto, whichever name you want to call him by, basically went and he invaded Celia's wedding. He was like, nah, this ain't happening on my watch. That's my girl. He got her, he stole her. And then him and Aisha met up, and then they saw the big beams of light. And we saw that his future wifey, Miharu, and some of her confidants, or some of her friends or whatever, got beamed into this world. And pretty much last season is we left off on him opening the wagon, and Ayase Miharu, whatever, I think that's her full name. I think Miharu's her full name. She comes out of the wagon. That's where we left off on last season. So that's exactly where we pick up. This though was a 10 out of 10 episode. And here's the thing, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, is there's a lot of bias here. So if you don't want to have a whole season of a lot of bias, then I'm sorry. But if you want to be part of me gushing over Spirit Chronicles for the next 12 episodes, or what is it scheduled for? Actually, let me validate that. It has a question mark on my anime list right now. Let me look at Live Chart. Let me see if Live Chart has it. No, they don't have any schedule. So if you want to see me, gushing over this for the next potentially 12 plus episodes, you're in the right spot. Also, the shorts are awesome as well. If you haven't seen the web shorts, definitely go check out the web shorts as well too. But yeah, Spirit Chronicles is awesome. 10 out of 10 initial episode. And, for me, this is in a very unique category of anime that I understand with all of my brain power, with all of the shit talking I do here on the channel, all the negativity, everything, my reviewer brain, I understand this is not a good, great, masterful anime. But to me, my entertainment value on this show has always been 10 out of 10. I freaking love this show. This is in a very niche bucket of anime to me. And those include Spirit Chronicles. It includes Eighth Son. It includes Wiseman's grandchild. It includes the Otherworld assassination, or the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated. This includes the mecha isekai anime. The name evades me at a specific moment, but it includes like Gate. Like there's a specific little bubble of anime that I just absolutely adore. And for me, they're a 10 out of 10, but I understand my reviewer brain. It's probably more like a 7, maybe 7.5 on his best day. But hey, I'm gonna throw that shit away because 10 out of 10. So anyways, what we have here is just a continuation, and Ryo goes and he finds the beam of light, and this time instead we get more of the views of what occurred last time. So all in all, through all season 1, we thought that Haruto had seen Miharu get all lovey-dovey, hubby-bubby with this guy, and he runs away like a little bitch, and he never actually goes after Miharu because he thought that she had a boyfriend. Well, come to find out that that's not the case, and that's not what happened exactly. He may still have ran away like a little bitch, but what actually ended up happening was that Miharu, his little sister, which I don't know what his little sister's name, but Miharu, her friend, which I don't know what her friend's name is yet, but her friend, and then this other dude named Takashi or something like that. I think his name's like Takashi. I didn't write notes, so I think his name's Takashi. But he saw those three together, and then those three, this Takashi guy goes to reach out to her, and I guess that's the moment where he just, like, his brain just started working overload, and he didn't really put two and two together. So he just ended up like just dipping out, okay? And what actually happened is this guy was gonna, I guess, maybe touch her on her shoulder, maybe hug her. It's hard to say. But him, this Sasuke character, which is the purple hair girl, they go to meet up with and congratulate this kid named Masato for entering the 6th grade. and this girl named Aki for entering 8th grade or middle school. You know, I think middle school's if he's in 6th grade, she's 7th grade, you know, 7th or 8th grade or something. So she's a couple years younger, okay? And they're entering, obviously, you know, high school. So this whole time, you know, Rio had this fascination that this girl left him and blah, 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 and she moved on. That's not the case. That's not what happened at all, okay? And we find out that Aki is his little sister, and we find out this Masato girl, or no, this Masato kid, this boy, is his little brother, and about 2 years younger. So that tells us that based on what happened when he was younger, based on leaving the home with Aki, and she might be 2 years older than this kid, but when he left and he made that big promise of like, I'll come back and I will marry you to ISA, when he made that declaration, it was in front of a very young, like, you know, 3-year-old Aki, maybe 2-year-old Aki, and this Masato kid hadn't been born. So what ended up happening is he left this Tokyo, or this suburb of Japan, wherever he lived before. He left and moved somewhere with his dad. So when the divorce happened, they split up the kids. So Aki stayed with mom. He's, you know, Rio or Haruto stayed with dad. And then what ended up occurring was that at some point, apparently Haruto maybe just never had any communication after that. With Haruto just went straight silent, I guess, maybe. I don't know, very weird shit. But apparently his mom, and he may have known this, you know, because not all his memories came back, but apparently his mom ended up, you know, getting with some other person, probably getting married again, and having this Masato kid. So he has a half, you know, a full sister and then a half brother, essentially. And then obviously he has his girl. So now he has these 3 characters. So, you know, he finds them, and, you know, he saves them from these slave traders, and he brings them to his place, and he, you know, they meet up with Aisha, and they meet up with Celia. And basically it's just this big reunion. And at some point, this Aki girl and this Ayase girl kind of have the feeling like, yo, Haruto, like, that's really, really close to our, you know, my boy's name and my brother's name, whatever. You know, and then he begins to explain the story of, like, you know, he was reincarnated into this world. All his memories didn't come back. And you would think at this point they would start putting 2 and 2 together. But what will probably happen is Ayase and Aki, as they begin to have more familiarity with him, they'll probably start really poking around. And it behooves me as to why he hasn't said, like, oh, you know, both of you were in my / Haruto's memories. Like, I don't know why he's kind of hiding that fact, but I think, you know, based on just how he acts and who he is and stuff, I think that over time, Ayase and Aki will pick up what he's putting down. They'll be like, yo, are you my boy? You know, are you my boy? I think that'll end up happening. Now, on top of that, the one interesting coinkadink little thing as well is Aisha, okay? Aisha, we always thought that she was the spirit or embodiment of Miharu because they seemingly have some big connection. But what ends up happening is, yes, she's just a spirit, but she actually maybe still has a connection to Miharu, but it's questionable, or a big question mark as to what the hell is really going on there. So originally we had thought, like, oh, his girl reincarnated into this world as a spirit. She doesn't quite remember, you know, herself. No, that's not the case. This Miharu girl still exists, and Aisha still exists. So we're gonna need more explaining. We're gonna need more explaining there as well. So yeah, buckle up. We're gonna be here all season long. I can't wait for all the girls to come back. I can't wait for Latifah to come back. I can't wait to see what ends up happening with Celia. You know, he's gonna have the big plethora of ladies. So it's going to be quite interesting. And then he still has that Flora girl, and yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see what ends up happening. But, you know, tentatively, he's been reunited with his, you know, future ex-girlfriend and his little sister and little brother, which I think is really, really cool. Very sad for their actual family, but really cool for him because he doesn't have a traditional family here outside of his, I believe, grandparents, which he met, which was really cool as well. All right, my friends. I'm going to see you guys on the next episode. This has been Spirit Chronicles. Whether this video gets 1 view or 1,000 views, I'm going to be here regardless because I love this shit. I love this show. I love this show. All right, peace out.